Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, live from the Skybound cabin hideaway, the bungalow.
Yes, the Skybound bungalow. There we go.
And I'm here with Brandon Thomas and Juan Gedeon.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about and watching a live art demo from the guys behind Horizon.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great.
How's your con?
Pretty cool so far.
Yeah?
It's not Saturday, so it hasn't gotten too crazy yet. So it's still at a very manageable level. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's still pretty chill out there.
Friday's the day to get the stuff done, because tomorrow is just going to be all bets are off.
Yeah. And when you say get stuff done, what do you mean by that?
I mean, see the people in Artist Alley. I want to see, talk
Okay.
to the people. You know, get a couple of exclusives. Most of them Skybound, to be honest, but you know.
Yeah.
That's because they just give them to me, so that always helps.
So do you find you guys are still fans after all these years? And
Oh,
you're not
yeah.
you're not just comic
Oh
celebrities?
no,
No, we hate
no,
it.
come on.
This bullshit. Get out of here.
I've been pretty obsessed with comics since I was 12 years old.
Right on.
No breaks at all. I know when everyone tells the story, they're like, "Yeah, I loved comics, and then I discovered girls." I was like, "Yeah, when I discovered girls."
Thanks, Waterboy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was like, I like to
There's a
tell
water girl.
people.
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Look
appreciate
at
it.
that.
So much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, I used
This
to
is
tell
Grey
people
Goose,
that,
right? Oh, Sky? No.
I used to always say that I chased comics and girls with equal intensity. So
Really?
I never dropped off comics. Never.
Never
Not through
dropped
high
off
school. Never college. That's my habit. I
on,
need that. I need that Wednesday fix. So
The Wednesday book day.
yeah,
Book
yeah.
day, you betcha.
Yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
little different now because I have a newborn. So now it's kind of like maybe like every other Wednesday or like some random Thursday.
Yeah,
but
when
still.
the kid decides you can go.
Yes, right.
How about you, man? How did you start your love affair with comics?
Same. I started reading like Spawn.
Oh,
Argentina,
yeah.
like
McFarlane, you betcha.
McFarlane, the Max. Then I started.
Yeah,
reading,
man. Oh, man.
Max was so good.
Speaking my language, bro.
So good.
Excellent.
And then I started reading like Japanese stuff, like
Okay.
Blam, Genshin, Vagabond, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Hellboy,
Oh, Hellboy, you bet.
Hellboy,
Absolutely. Very
yeah.
cool, very cool.
Yes.
stuff like that.
Super cool.
Excellent. What are we going to be drawing today, brother?
Some character from Horizon.
Okay.
Yeah, with, I think Saya, the main character, and I hope I don't.
Yeah.
mess it up.
How do you say that? How do you say that name?
I say it's Zaya. Some people say
Zaya.
Zio. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I say it.
Yeah.
Because
Zaya.
I must be weird then. Because the first time I read it as Gia.
Oh, okay. I haven't
a-
heard that one, but we can.
Yeah.
But I want to pronounce it right.
We
so
can
if it's Zaya,
discuss
that's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's great.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna draw Zaya, probably with some kind of firearm, because that's usually what's going on in our book.
Absolutely.
Lot
Now
of
let's
guns
talk about
running.
Horizon a little bit. It's been out for about a year now. You're getting to issue 13 or 12.
Issue 13 will be out in August, but the second trade collection just released last Wednesday, and it collected issues 7 through 12. So
Excellent.
12 months, 12 issues.
No, we were talking about that before we actually got out here. That's
Yeah.
actually something to be super proud of.
Yeah, it is, especially
You're nailing the deadlines.
Especially at Image. I love Image Comics, but I know collectively we don't have the best the best history with on-time shipping. So.
Sure.
So I'm pretty glad that we were able to make it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those industries where sure it's a business, but it's also an art form. You know.
Oh, yeah.
How can you rush it? Really?
Yeah.
It's tough sometimes.
Well, see, I try to make us sound like a little more on top of our game than we actually were. The fact is, we got a pretty good head start. So before the book started releasing, we were probably maybe 4 issues ahead or something. So as long as we could, we kept that buffer, so it kept us shipping on time. But it's still something that I'm proud of. I was hoping we would get 10. Like if we got 10 that shipped on time,
Yep.
I'll be happy with that. But we were able to get all 12 in, so that's due to him because
it's got to be like a
this
point,
man murders deadlines, so he gets it done. Gets it done well and on time. So
I do my best sometimes. I make mistakes, obviously, but
I like
Yeah.
that. Very humble. I like it.
No, but I messed up some deadlines. But the editors are super nice and supportive, and they understand. So
That's why we have lead time.
Shout out to editors.
Yeah.
Shout
out to
Sean
Sean
and
Makowitz and Ariel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for not killing me.
Shout out to Sean.
For not firing me.
Shout out to Gasoline.
Oh,
as well.
I know. I'm so happy for him. I'm so
Man.
excited.
We got a chance to talk to him about it yesterday.
Oh, cool. I love Sean to death. I was so excited when I saw that announcement come through because I know he's written some stuff in the past. Did you ask him about his romance novel, his secret romance novel?
He told me where he started.
Yeah, his romance novel origin story. It's pretty cool. Pretty unexpected too. So.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, but when Gasolina got announced, I saw it and I was like, is this Sean writing a romance comic with some guns in it?
It's funny. We discussed that. I said because I read the first issue and I really enjoyed it. And I asked it seemed like there's a really strong love story like underlying the main plot.
Yeah,
it's really cool to see.
Yeah, it was very him when I saw it. I was like, oh, he's writing that romance comic at Skybound. I see you, Sean. He's trying to sneak it in there, but spoiler alert, it's probably going to be like a romance comic with some cool action in it, but it'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, being an artist, I'm sure, like, no matter what you're doing, a piece of you comes through.
Oh, yeah.
All
absolutely.
the time. So tell me, like, the premise of Horizon, or not me, because I've read the first trade, but tell the people.
So Horizon is basically an alien invasion story where Earthlings are the bad guys. So our planet.
What? How dare you?
I know, right? It's like so unexpected and unbelievable.
Yeah.
But we've wrecked Earth because it's us, and we've gone out into space to find a new place to take over and colonize. So we'll have somewhere to live. We've identified this planet, and we're like, this is the one. It's so perfect. It's perfect for us. But the aliens find out about our interest, and so they come to Earth to trap us on our dying world. So that's pretty much where we pick up. The first issue starts with one of the main characters crash landing to Earth in a very unexpected location.
Yep.
And, we take off and running off on page 1. So,
it jumps right into the action.
Yeah.
I think the first few pages of the trade that I have really do a good job of just jumping you right in and showing you like what these aliens are all about and some of their abilities and different kinds, because they can do different stuff.
Yeah, they have these cool kind of like holographic suits that can give them different clothes and stuff where so it helps them like camouflage and blend in. They can make themselves look like us. But as you can see in that first storyline, someone's suit gets a little damaged, gets a little dinged up on the way down, so that becomes like a priority number 1 for her, getting that fixed. And one of the things I wanted from that first issue, I wanted to really put you into Zaya's head, so it's a little disorienting in a certain way, because I want you to kind of feel how she feels, kind of crash landing in the wrong spot. Her tech doesn't work. Her translator is busted, so she has no idea what anyone is saying, which obviously is bad news for her. So that's kind of priority number 1, getting that fixed up. And it was a cool script to work on. We wrote a couple of different versions of it, but I really liked this one. This one was kind of like the most challenging, kind of like the most daring. It would have been a lot easier to kind of just have her crash land and everything is fine, and she goes off on some mission, but kind of putting her a little behind the 8 ball as soon as she touched down, I thought was very important, and really helped kind of show you like what the series is going to be, because the plans never quite go exactly how they expect. So.
Well, and I like that this alien race might be superior in some ways, but they're still vulnerable. They can still be hurt.
Yes.
And stuff like that. They're not this, race of super powered whatevers.
Right.
They do have certain technological advances, but
and they're a little more resistant to damage than we are, but we had to give them some advantages since they are hilariously outnumbered on Earth. So.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
No, I love that. I love the scene of of the self-surgery.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. That was
cool.
that was a pretty cool scene to work on, especially with the translation, like with the TV like running in the background. So the more she fixes the translator, the more the text from the TV comes into focus. So that was a pretty cool scene to write. I have to admit, I was feeling pretty good about myself when I came up with that one. Usually there's one scene in the book that I'm like, yeah, I got it. That was it. That was it right there. So
you're sitting there writing it, and you look around like, someone gonna congratulate me?
Yeah.
That's pretty good at what I just did.
I got it. The worst part is that you write this stuff and then no one else gets to see it for 6 to 9 months. So sometimes that's been the greatest part about doing comics for me. I write the script and I'm so far behind it that when the art starts to come through, I kind of like fall in love with it all over again. I was like, oh, I remember that scene. Like, oh, Juan did such a great job with that one. It looks so much better than it did in my head. So it's pretty exciting.
I want to ask a question of Juan.
Yeah.
How did you get hooked up with this book?
Oh, it's I started my career with Marvel. I did Ghost Racers.
Okay.
Like in 2015. And it's like Mario Kart from hell, basically.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's a good description.
I saw the cover of that actually.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So I worked on that thing, and when issue 1 came out, I got an email from Sean Michaelwicks, and say the subject was Skybound intro, and I thought it was like a joke, like it's a mistake. It's like maybe it's a different Skybound, not the Skybound that does Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But it was true. It was true. So he said, "Hey, Juan, I have this thing going on. If you might be interested in it, give it a shot. Take a look, and then let me know what you think." And I said yes, basically, and here we are.
It was an anxious weekend for me. It's like, I'm going to send Juan the script and we'll see what he says.
It's got to be like, I imagine like hooking up a writer and artist has got to be kind of like an arranged marriage sometimes. It's like, man, this is the guy we want, we're going to introduce you here.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, Skybound is very, Sean is very picky, so we went back and forth.
No, not Sean. I can't even imagine.
I know. So I would send him like lists of artists, like, what about these guys? He was like, this guy's good, but he's not exciting. This guy's a flake. This guy, no, he won't finish it. So, we had to, kind of whittle that list down. And he's like, well, what about Juan? I was like, the Ghost Racers, dude? Because I was reading that book, because, it looked amazing, and it was a pretty...
Something up?
Yeah, can you pull it out of the sunlight?
Oh.
Like, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, sorry, guys.
All right.
I think I'm...
That's cool.
So I was like, the Ghost Racers guy? I was like, yes. So I survived that anxious weekend, and he said yes, and, like 13 issues later, like we're still working on this book and still having a lot of fun with these characters and this world, and... we work with a lot of great people. We have a great colorist that joined the book with issue 7, Mike Spicer.
I wanted to actually talk about the colors. Like, how do you guys go about deciding? Because the alien race, like, they come in like greens and blues and
they actually come in
yellows.
Yeah, they actually come in more color. I think when we started, they were just blue and green. But what happened was we got to that issue. Issue 7 is actually set on the alien planet, primarily like 95% of it. And Mike Spicer, we had a new colorist on deck, and it was just kind of like, well, what do you think? Like, and so we ended up with a lot more kind of like skin tones and colors on the alien world, and it's cool and it works, and it looks better than my silly idea of just blue and green and light and dark. So he made it so much more complicated and cool and kind of complex.
Very cool. Someone said they see Simon Bisley influences.
Right on. I was reading that, and I'm like,
spot on?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys. Yeah, that makes me really happy.
You just made his day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Simon. I love Simon Bisley. Yeah, so thank you guys. Yeah,
very cool.
Appreciate
very cool.
it. Yeah.
Now, is sci-fi, would you consider this sci-fi?
Yes.
Okay. Is sci-fi where it's home base for you, or?
Yeah, I do dabble in superheroes, but sci-fi is that's my jam right there. So I'm a pretty big sci-fi freak. pretty big Star Wars freak like most
Oh,
of
there
us.
you go. Yeah.
I know. That's
I'm
that's how this all started. Star Wars on VHS at Grandma's house, and down the rabbit hole I went.
Absolutely, man.
It's just like a summer where I would just get up every morning and just watch Star Wars before I did anything else that day. So
I feel you. I went the Star Trek route.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I went the Star Trek route because it was after school. Every day TNG was on.
Oh, I was gonna say which one? It was
Yep,
TNG.
TNG
Okay.
was on after school every day, and that thing was like 7 seasons of 25 episodes apiece.
Yes.
There was a big.
There's a lot of
Every day
episodes.
I was after school just watching Picard.
Picard and Riker.
for sure.
Yeah.
Is there like what other stuff have you guys done like in your lexicon of work?
Well, I've done like a couple of little things for Marvel and DC. I did a fill-in issue of Robin several years ago that I was pretty excited about because I'm obsessed with Tim Drake. Tim Drake was the Robin that was being introduced when I got into comics. So he was one of those characters where it was like, oh, they just introduced this guy. So I went back and found all his first appearances and stuff. So that was a pretty special experience getting able to to write that issue. And right now I'm also writing another book for a company named Lionforge. It's called Noble, and that is a straight up like epic widescreen superheroes book. So it's nice. I get to kind of scratch several itches. So I have my hardcore sci-fi book, and I have my superhero book, and then I have another book that I can't talk about, and then another book on top of that I can't talk about that'll kind of scratch a different itch. So
we're keeping secrets now.
I am keeping secrets. I am keeping some secrets. So
exciting.
It's
well, when you are allowed to talk about it, where would they find you personally? Like, do you have a Twitter? Do you have a
website? I'm on Twitter.
I'm on
Twitter at BWrites247 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm also on Facebook too. If you look up just like Brandon Thomas Comics, you can probably find me. So
cool.
I am out there. I am everywhere. So when I'm not changing diapers and writing scripts.
I bet that takes up a lot of your time.
It does actually. Yeah. It does. It is. It's been an experience. I've wanted, like 3 or 4 books for a while now, and I think I got the 4th book like a week before my son was born. So it was like, oh, okay, you got your 4 books and a newborn. Have fun.
Yeah, no kidding. No sleep for you at all.
Yeah, so every day is a little different. But he slept good last night, so he knew I had a lot of stuff going on today. So
how about you, Juan?
Stayed asleep. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all good.
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
And Juan Gedeon, just type it right there,
Juan
search
Gedeon.
bar, because I don't even know my Twitter handle. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure.
That's okay.
I think it's like Juan _ Gedeon, maybe.
I don't know if he says
No,
so.
I honestly
don't know.
want me to
I
check.
don't know.
I googled your name,
But,
and a lot of your covers.
And the avatar is it's like a black eagle, the symbol of Mexico. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm from Argentina, but I love Mexico in many ways. So.
Absolutely,
there you go.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's awesome. Someone wanted to know, what advice would you give a younger self, and you can both answer this.
Okay.
What advice would you give a younger self on how to get started in the comic industry in the 21st century? What would you tell your younger self? You need to know this.
I think that if you want to be a comic book artist, you have to be ready to draw whatever they throw at you. Like when I was doing Ghost Racers, I never drew motorcycles, cars, but I had like some foundation to kind of like be able to draw that, to like survive that craziness that was Ghost Racers. So be able to do some research, be able to draw whatever they throw at you. And the first thing is that you're going to be very lucky if you just find a job and that's all you have to do. Mm-hmm. So maybe you have a job like, I don't know, Starbucks or maybe McDonald's, whatever, and try to find a side job that gives you money and that gives you a schedule. And little by little, try to make your source of income just comics or storyboards or whatever, because that's going to light a fire under your ass and it will force you to be better. Yeah,
That's really good advice, man.
yeah, that's the best. Yeah, and I know from experience because I survived in Mexico for years, working for an animated movie, and then in the States, and I didn't know anyone here, so it's like I made some mistakes along the way, but it's like if I made it, you guys can do it. Yeah.
No, like honestly, when I ask that question, sometimes you get that BS, like just follow your dreams, man. You know, like
that's BS.
That kind of, exactly.
That's BS.
No.
I'm glad you actually gave us practical advice. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like it's repetition, and for me, what was always important for me was to finish, set reasonable benchmarks for yourself and hit them. So when I started college, that was around the time where I decided I wanted to try to write comics professionally.
Right.
Before then, I had been writing short stories. I thought I was going to write, adventure novels. Like, that's what I thought I was going to do. And I got redirected at one of these conventions. I went to a convention. I went to a panel that was being put on by one of my favorite writers at the time. And after I left, just that hour of time, like, completely changed the course of my life. So when I started college, I got a bunch of sample scripts from writers. I think there was like a Mark Waid Flash script that I used as an example. And every day I would write like 3 pages, just like a 3-page script that I had to write every day, and I had to finish it. And for me, that was a big thing. You have to train yourself to finish things. Even if you finish them and you look back at them and you're like, oh man, I could have done much better. Do better the next day. So don't be one of those people that has like 5 different stories or 5 different novels that are all started or in various stages of completion that haven't been finished. And when you finish things, it emboldens you, because then you're like, oh, okay, I set this benchmark for myself and I managed to hit it. Like, maybe I'll add a couple of more pages to it. Maybe I'll add another 500 words. Right. And you just build up this. You're basically training yourself to produce on a schedule. And when I got started in comic, the reason why I broke in, I started writing a column. So I started writing a column about comics I loved, creators I loved, things in the industry that irritated me, and having that set deadline every week. I had to produce 12 to 1,300 words, got to turn it in. And so, that trains you to make it a part of your schedule. Because if you don't make it a part of your schedule and a part of your life, and something that you only do when you really, really want to do it, you'll never be a professional.
I couldn't agree more, man. That's really, really cool advice.
Yeah. The only thing that I can add, if you want to be a comic book artist, it's post finished, like Brandon said, finished stuff, like finished pages, and create like a DeviantArt account, Twitter account, Instagram, and sketches are fine, but post like finished work. Right. Create like an online portfolio that people can see easily.
It's probably, I'm sure it's probably really beneficial to people who want to hire artists to know that you can actually finish something.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had just a really odd question. Sometimes, whenever I think of it, I ask artists this.
Yeah.
But is there something that's an object when you have the opportunity to draw it, you're like, ooh, like something weird, like a doorknob, or like something like that, like, oh, I'm so glad I get to draw this.
Oh my God, that's a great question, but I don't know. I think monsters. Every time I can draw a monster, I'm like, yes.
Okay.
It makes me happy. I like drawing monsters more than drawing people or like humanoid characters.
Sure.
So
that's why I've put there are more monsters in Horizon now, because I know he likes to draw
action.
monsters.
Well, I bet when they went to the alien world, you're like, oh, great.
Alien plants, plants, animals.
Totally, dude.
And then also scarves. Like, Juan draws a lot of scarves on the characters, and they're pretty dope. There's a lot of great scarves on Valius, and then when we came back to Earth, like, Zaya is like rocking a couple of super cool scarves during the snowstorm.
That is actually funny. That I will look for that now, and I bet I can.
Look for it in 7 and 8. You can definitely see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much. The book is called Horizon.
Yes.
And you can find it in your local
everywhere.
Comic book store.
Comic book stores, Amazon, Comixology. It's all, we got you covered. Whatever format you like reading comics in, you can buy this book.
Well, Brandon.
All right.
Juan,
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Thank
It
you
was
very
great.
much.
Thank you.
I
Very
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your advice and your art with us.
All right.
I appreciate it. Well, he drew the thing, man. Did you have a request? Did you want him to draw something else for you?
What did he draw? Let me see.
He drew an awesome Zia, the
Yeah,
main
Zaya
character.
with a gun.
Show it off.
Oh, where to which camera? Wait.
Me.
Oh.
This camera.
Oh, that's cool. No, I want something else. Can we have something else?
Yeah, I think so. Like another drawing or
Yeah. Can I
Okay.
have one more?
Yeah.
I don't ask. Don't look at me.
Yeah, I just need paper.
You need another
Need
piece
one.
of
Another
paper.
piece of paper.
Yeah.
He's gonna draw something else.
Can I have a paper?
Awesome.
You sure can. I know I'm ruining everything. I just find this
No, you're
very
fine.
interesting.
We just have.
Why don't you grab
we
a
just-
chair, sit down.
We just have a Sharpie,
Join
so we
us.
don't have the full kit. So.
That's okay. Well, what I really want is to see if anybody on the internet wants you to draw something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can you ask the artist how do you get good at drawing from imagination when drawing from reference and studies becomes easy?
Wait, before that, do you want them to draw anything?
Can you ask them how do you do that?
Well, it takes 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think that drawing.
No, I'm not
Well,
gonna stay here that
you just
long.
gotta-
I'll just keep talking
I mean,
really
it's all
close
about like
to Brandon's face.
Hold on.
You
He's
okay?
answering.
Oh shit.
it's like muscle memory, and the more you copy and memorize drawings from reference, you have like a, how do you say, like a bank account in your head, like a library in your head. And then when you have to draw from imagination, like now, it's like you can access like little
Are
pieces,
we supposed
put
to,
them
we
together
supposed to fill all of
to
these?
create something.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
Like-
if you draw something alien or something fantastical,
Yeah.
you take pieces of,
Yeah.
of stuff you've already learned how to draw.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the thing is that at school, one professor told me you can create something that doesn't exist. If you think about it, everything that you see, it's a combination of different objects. Like that light, it's a rectangle. That thing, it's a line. That thing is a circle. There's no escaping that.
Right.
So the more you practice, the better you'll become at drawing from imagination. Yeah.
That's the reason most aliens are anthropomorphized. Because people can't imagine like an alien that doesn't have hands or feet or a mouth
Right.
or eyeballs.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Zeke as a monster. Is that a real thing? Can we really draw that?
Oh, man.
Oh shit! I don't know. Let's because I don't want to do like.
Trust me, you won't. I've been working on the
shit.
internet for years
Because
now. You
just-
will not offend me at all.
I
thing
know
with
I like causing trouble.
Just draw-
I'm gonna
Because-
go now that I've ruined everything.
Draw a
thing
monster with like the microphone or something.
Yeah, the thing is that some people can get like offended or like I don't know.
A cool monster.
Okay.
Like monster's like a cool, sexy, like a
Are you
Okay.
are you talking like a James Bond monster?
like a Carmen Electra monster.
Oh my God! Don't. I think he has enough ideas. All right, you're done helping. Walk away.
Also, I'm terrible with likenesses, so sorry
Don't worry
that,
about
guys.
it. No,
Sorry
don't worry about it, man. I don't think it has to be. I don't think it has to be like super realistic. I just think, God, that. I'm glad someone put that in the chat. I'm actually really like kind of fanboying right now because I don't get opportunities to get drawn a lot. It's pretty great. It doesn't happen to me every day. Just a little like insight into your process or whatever.
Okay.
What kind of, do you guys listen to music while you work or?
Oh shit! Yeah.
I listen to a lot of soundtracks. I have
Okay.
like a playlist in iTunes that is like a combination of film scores and hip hop instrumentals. So, so when I'm working, like 1 second it'll be like I don't know, like the Imperial March from like Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, sure.
And then it's like a Timbaland beat, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I have my my playlist kind of set up. So I get that mixture, but I can't. I used to be able to do it when I was younger, but I don't know if I'm just getting old or whatever. But I can't write to music that has lyrics anymore. Like I find it distracting.
I completely understand. I used to do homework with music and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
with
me
that
too.
lyrics. Yeah.
Me too. I used to do all through high school and college, and I just got to a point where I'm just like, this is distracting because I'm trying to write the dialogue, and it's just, you know, a little too much kind of sensory input. So I try to stick to the soundtracks.
Absolutely. How about you, Juan?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
Like my my favorite musician is Mike Patton from Faith No More.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
yeah.
Many different projects. That's my
I saw him
my guy.
when he was with Tomahawk.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I saw that they
my
opened
jam.
for Tool.
Damn, that sounds,
It was pretty-
sounds great.
pretty cool.
I wish I'd been there. But yeah, Mike Patton, one of my favorite albums is Palms. Palms is from Chino Moreno from Deftones.
Yep.
He had that band with, I think it's ISIS, with members of ISIS, and not ISIS like ISIS.
No, yeah.
ISIS, the rock
The
band.
other
ISIS
Yeah.
has been a thing before
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah. So yeah, I listened to that. Tycho, Nine Inch Nails, some soundtrack, some chill like hip hop, stuff like that. Stoner rock too,
Right on, man.
stuff like that. Yeah.
What was the last concert you went to?
I think it was Les Butcherettes. I love those.
Okay.
I love them. They're so great. But the last big concert was Arizona last year for Halloween. It was Tool, Primus, Coheed and Cambria, and some other bands.
Man.
That was good, but I was so exhausted. I realized that I'm getting so old. So old. Like, yeah.
The last concert I went to was Paul Simon. Paul Simon came into my little small Montana town, and
Okay.
and I remember I just looked around and went, I'm old, dude. I'm getting old. I'm going to Paul Simon, and everybody's like kind of moving in their chairs and stuff.
Like moving in place.
Yep, exactly. How about you,
Just
man?
like shuffling back and forth. Oh my God, the last, it was like in Chicago, at this place that doesn't even exist anymore. I think it was called the Double Door. I saw this kind of independent hip hop group that I love called Little Brother. So that was the last concert I went to, but that was like so long ago. But yeah, they're not even a group anymore because all the groups break up. That's like
of course.
that's like a hip hop thing where you do like 2 or 3 albums and then everyone hates each other and then they come back together. So they're in the starting to come back together phase. So maybe we'll get another official Little Brother album in the next couple of years. We'll see. Cross the fingers.
So just to, do you guys have any? That's amazing, by the way. That is awesome. I love it.
For you.
Oh my God! Look at that, dude. I look mean. Mean son of a bitch, man. Check that shit. Ugh.
Yeah, there you go.
Amazing, man.
Like
Thank you so much.
breathing death into the world.
Yeah, I see that. Like, what am I saying something like that will cause your death, or is my breath that bad, or?
Oh, no. I didn't know. I don't know.
Like, I wish you.
Someone's
No, and it's not only
interpretation.
death, but it's
like
demon death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish demon death. I'm just,
Not regular death, demon death.
do you guys have any personal like art heroes, like someone who you would like? Maybe idolize is too strong, but you know what I'm talking about.
My favorite artist of all time is Todd McFarlane. There is no other comic artist on this earth whose work just like makes me happy. Like it just makes me so happy to see like a Todd McFarlane page. I think when I came into comics, I think he had started his, one of my first comics was actually the first issue of Spawn. So from there, I went back and got his, Amazing Spider-Man run and then his Spider-Man run. And I'm so excited because next week that Spawn Vault edition is coming out, which is like, I think it's the first 7 or 8 issues of pencils like blown up like this big. And I can't wait to see it. And some of them, I think they're all like signed and numbered, and some of them have sketches in them.
Sure.
So I'm just like, I'm hoping like so bad I get one of those with the sketches in them. But that's my number one guy.
Spawn was definitely like a gateway comic.
Yes, it
for
was.
a lot of people, and me included, because
Yeah.
of course I'd heard of all the other superhero comics and stuff like that, and then the Spawn comes around, who's like this anti-hero from hell.
Yep.
And you're like,
With,
wait a minute, I'm 13 years old. This is amazing to me.
I was 12. Yeah.
How about you, man?
I have 2 actually.
Okay.
Like I think James Harren might be the best artist alive right now.
Okay.
James Harren.
And his
Dope.
art is so fucking cool. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I keep saying
No, you
that.
can
I don't know
fucking
if
swear.
I
It's fucking fine.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
We're on the
So-
fucking internet. We can say
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
we want.
Sorry, I just realized that.
That's
So
okay.
James Harren, and then like my hero, like right now it's Felipe Smith. Like he's so awesome. He wrote Ghost Racers. He created Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. But why am I saying this? Because he writes and draws his own stuff, and I have never read anything like that. His comic Pikachu, I remember reading it, and it's something that American comics don't do for me. That it's that it made me cry. It made me like laugh. I was reading it at the airport, and I was reading something ridiculous, and I had to cover my face with the book because I was like cracking up like an idiot, and I would look like a maniac, you know. So I had to cover myself.
Security.
And some parts that are really emotional, and
Yeah.
some parts that are super violent. So he's amazing, and he's to me the best artist writer combo right now. Yeah.
It's so strange. Comics have a power that movies don't have for me, that video games don't have for me, that it has the ability to evoke strong emotions so expertly all the time. Like I find myself...
I have a great example of that. So I'm really behind on everything because I have a newborn, of course. I said that before. And that plays into the story. I got caught up on Tom King's Batman. Like on the plane to St. Louis, I had a writer's summit. And I'm on the plane and I'm reading, I think it was like Batman 22. It was that button crossover. It was like Batman Flash. And there's this scene between, they go to like this parallel world where Bruce and Martha died and Thomas Wayne survived and he became Batman. So it's this cool scene between like this old grizzled like Thomas Wayne version of Batman and the current, you know, like Bruce Wayne, like from the present.
Right.
And I know it was because I know it was because I'm a parent now, but there's like this speech that like Thomas gives Bruce as he kind of like dissolves like into nothingness that was like so like emotional and affecting for me. And I think that part of the reason is because with comics, I always feel like I'm closer to it, like you're touching it, like it's right in front of your face. And there's always, with movies, obviously they're, you know, like emotionally affecting too, but there's always a distance between you and that. And I feel that I feel like there's like an intimacy to reading a comic and kind of experiencing it at your own speed. Because when you're watching a movie, the director is kind of in charge of how fast you're able to kind of like take in the information and take in the visuals, and the visuals are gone.
Right.
Like if you're reading a comic and you get to a great page, you can stare at that page for minutes and take in like every little detail if you want to. And I think that kind of intimacy and control makes our relationship with comics feel a little different and a little more tactile than other things.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, man. I can think of so many different panels that just like are seared into my memory because I just sat there and stared at them for minutes at a time and just like, how can they draw this in? And it's this perfect emotion and I can't even understand.
And then there were just like moments and like single issues that I can remember so vividly. Like I remember when I read the first issue of The Authority, like Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch, and you read these comics and you're just like, this is exactly what I wanted at this particular moment. And it was like just one of those, it's always great when you like get into a great comic. There's that issue of the Ultimates 5, where they assemble and, you know, and fight the Hulk is another great single issue. And I love being able to I love reading an issue of a comic and attaching myself to that writer and just knowing that like, I know I'm going to love this. I'm going to love following this guy for the rest of his career. Like the first issue of Sam and Twitch that Bendis wrote.
Yep.
That was the very first Bendis comic I ever had read, and it just blew me away. Like the dialogue just blew the top of my head off, and I'm like, I'm going to follow this dude like for the rest of my life.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's Torso, right? 2? All right.
No. Sam and Twitch are the characters from Spawn. They're,
No. I know that. But Bendis, I think Bendis.
He did. Yeah, he did do.
That's
Torso
how I got into
with
him.
Mark and Draco.
Torso really like blew me away.
Torso. I started. That was a book where I kept saying I'm going to read one more chapter and then I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to read one more chapter. I'm going to stop. And like hours later, I got up and I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got to go, man. Thank you so much. I know you got stuff to do, but I appreciate you guys being here. Horizon is the book. Pick it up.
Yes, pick it up right now. We got 2 trades.
Thrill romp. It's awesome.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
being
one.
here. Thank you for my drawing. I
There you
appreciate
go.
it. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't you worry, Skybound. We'll be right here starting 11 a.m. Pacific. See you then.
All right. Take it easy.